Welcome to another episode of... We officially have a name now. Do you know what it is?
Once Upon a Time in Ooh.
Nope. It's
First Time in Ooh.
First Time in Ooh. And we're calling it that because it is Avvai's first time in Ooh. Yeah, it seems like a pretty fun name. We even have a few...
Oh, does it stand for anything? Or is it just Ooh?
You'll have to find out.
Oh, okay.
We even have a few people who have liked and sent little comments and stuff.
Really?
Well, yeah, later we'll look at a few of them.
Okay.
And we'll see what that looks like.
Okay.
I know, pretty exciting. So for this episode, we did tree trunks, the Enchiridion, and a little Jiggler.
Yes.
Just the Jiggler. So let's start with tree trunks. So as we usually begin, Avvai, how about you give us your recap?
Okay, so I took some notes again. So this is all about, I think this is the first time we meet tree trunks.
Technically, we meet her in that very first one when she comes in, and Jake is like, "Get those hot buns in here, tree trunks," and then she's carrying a little thing of hot buns.
Oh yeah, so she makes
How could you forget that?
She makes apple pie for Jake and Finn, and then they want her to go get the most apple of apples, the sacred apples, the crystal apple.
Yeah.
So they take her on an adventure to the deep dark forest, and Finn gets really mad at her because she's just a bumbling. He had a really funny way of calling her. I don't think I wrote it down. Oh, she was old and bonkers.
Old and bonkers.
Yeah, so I think there's something sinister going on with tree trunks.
Okay, tell me more about this. What do you mean?
I don't know, there's something sinister. Do you not get that?
There's definitely something weird about her. She's weird.
There's
She's a
something
weirdo.
sinister about her.
Like, you think she's evil?
Yeah, like she's not as helpless as she kind of portrays she is. I just can't believe it. I can't, yeah. It's hard to believe that someone can be that kind of, this old granny, feeble character.
You don't buy it?
No. There's something going on.
I
always feel every time in the episode when she, I always felt like this is where she reveals she's sinister. It didn't happen. She, she was old and granny, the entire time, but I think there's something there.
Okay, well, that'll be fun to explore.
Maybe, you know what it is? I think now that I say old granny, because I didn't think about that in the episode, but she is kind of like an old granny. Maybe I'm associating her too much with, the big bad wolf, because he acted in Red Riding Hood, because he acted like a old granny, and then he became sinister. So maybe that trope is what I'm projecting onto here.
Well, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through the episode. Okay, any other big thoughts about the episode before we deconstruct it a little more?
Oh yeah, and the ending was super weird. This was a weird one. This whole episode was weird.
Can you remind people about the ending if they forgot?
So they find the crystal apple. Well, Finn gets mad at her and then yells at her, and then she cries and runs away. And then Finn and Jake kind of have this talk, and he's like, you shouldn't yell at old grannies. And then they make up, and then Tree Trunks finds the golden apple of apples, the crystal apple. And then there's this weird monster that comes out that copycats them, the Crystal Guardian. I did not understand his powers.
He just copies them.
But why is he the guardian of this apple?
Who knows? We don't know anything about this apple. Why is this apple even anything?
Well, I can get behind a magic apple, but I don't get the guardian. I don't know why his powers are the way it is.
Yeah, well, I don't know either. But you have to beat him. You have to be nice to beat him. Oh. That's how they ended up tricking. If you fight him, he's going to fight you. But if you're nice to him, he's nice. And then you just go and get that.
And then Tree Trunks exploded. And then we saw her kind of skipping away in the crystal world.
So what did you think about her exploding?
That was very weird. That was unexpected.
It was weird.
I think this is the first time where I think an episode didn't end happy. Or it was it didn't end with a nice bow tie at the end.
That's a good point.
It was weird.
You're left on a bit of a cliffhanger.
No, not a cliffhanger. It was just like, it was weird.
Yeah, because you're right. If she just got the apple, then it would have been a nice ending.
And like,
it's like,
she would have like made an apple pie and like they would have had pie.
Yeah, she's happy. They're happy. They hung out with
This is why I think there's something weird with tree trunks.
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about like lessons later because I think it's one thing I want to like bring up. I've been thinking of segments.
Okay.
I think lessons are one. But let's go through the episode first. Firstly, kid, what do you think about this thing, our picture? Oh yeah, we're looking at for people who are just listening, the title card.
Oh yeah, she's a sexy little elephant.
She's a sexy little elephant on a piano.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think she's sexy? Do you think she's as sexy as she thinks she is?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
That's the reason why I think there's something going on. Yeah.
Bit of a temptress.
Yeah, she's not as innocent as she acts. Yeah.
And okay, so let's go through the episode, then we'll get to the final things because I made a few notes as well. I love that first like area. I love the very first part of this episode when they're making those pies. I think about them fighting with swords a lot, and they're like, swords, and she looks out the window. And she's like, boys and their swords. Like, funny.
Oh yeah, right? I am curious about their swords. I want to know the origin stories of those swords.
Oh.
Yeah, they look kind of cool.
You learn a lot about their swords actually throughout the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And I really liked the big sort of inciting incident of the episode, which is when Finn
loses it on her.
Well, he's like, if you could do anything, what would you do?
Oh.
And no, she asks him that. She's like, what would you do? And he's like, I'd go in to fight space aliens or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, I would eat an apple.
I would make an apple.
I would make an apple and eat it. And he's like, what?
Lame. You say that all the time.
Yeah, I definitely got that from this show. But I love that. I think it's like a super strong inciting incident. I love how they end up, like, it's such a clear desire, like the quest is here.
What would Jake do?
Jake was, I can't remember what Jake's was. It was like something goofy. But I really like the structure of this episode. Like, it's a pretty classic, like, adventure. There's a clear desire. Each monster escalates, increasingly dangerous situations. What do you think about that flesh monster?
Oh yeah, it was weird.
And stickers. Her response was like to put stickers on it.
Stickers on it. I like that. I thought that would have worked. I thought every time she did something nice, it would have worked.
Well, I think that's what is fun about this show versus other kids shows is it would have worked in another kid show.
That's true. But Finn had to kind of come and save the day again.
In each example.
Yeah.
Except she did figure it out at the end.
Yeah. Finn didn't save the day at the end. She kind of did.
But then saving the day ended up, she should have never eaten the apple at all because she ends up just exploding.
Yeah. I really liked Jake in this episode. It made me see how powerful he is because I think he saved them on 2 occasions. Finn got in trouble with the flesh monster or something, and then Jake ended up saving them.
Yeah. Well, no, he cuts off the arm of that one, and then they're getting attacked by the signs, and he
he
rolls them up and explodes out.
Well, it seemed like okay. So it seemed like Jake would be like. It seems like Jake is all powerful. Like
he's very strong.
There's nothing that can defeat him because he can just like transform into anything. Yeah.
But he's still. Why do you think he's like always letting Finn go and fight first?
Yeah, I don't know. I kept thinking about that in these episodes. Is like, why does Jake need Finn?
Well, I like that as the line in this one where Tree Trunk is like, "Is Finn gonna be okay?" He's fighting something. Oh, the like crystal guardian with the snakes.
Yeah.
And Jake's like, he'll be fine. Like he's 12.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand their friendship a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
One mystery.
Yeah.
Something you'd like explained more.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Why does he need him?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I want to talk about my segment that I'd like to introduce, which is called the lesson of the episode.
Okay.
So this is like coming back to story structure, which one of my theories is like a character wants something, they go and get it, they either succeed or fail, and then they change or learn.
Yeah.
But in cartoons, and especially in TV, it's always a little different where they usually don't change or learn something, so that you can keep doing it 500 times. So in this episode, they like what they want to do is get the apple. They go, they get it, they succeed. What do you think? If that was it, that would end, right? It would be like, oh, trust tree trunks. People can also have adventures.
Yeah. All sorts of people can have adventures.
But like that isn't how it ends. So what do you think like the lesson or the changing characters is from this episode?
I think the lesson is that it's like anyone can go have adventures, and you just have to let them do it.
But she would have died. She would have got eaten from the first one.
Yeah, but you can't yell at her.
But also, she wouldn't ever have gone into the forest herself.
Yeah, you have to let them and encourage them. But like when they test your patience, which she really tested Finn's patience, you just have to be nice to them.
Be nice to people.
Yeah.
I thought there was another interesting part where Jake is like, his attitude towards tree trunks in this episode, I think, is really funny.
Chill.
He's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then later and then she immediately goes missing. When she, I can't remember if it's when she goes missing or when she dies. No, it's before that.
She doesn't die.
Well, she explodes.
Yeah.
Finn's like, no. And Jake's like, yeah, that's what happens when you care too much. Like, is that the lesson of the thing? Like, don't care too much about people because they will leave?
I think it's like, don't worry too much about. Because I really felt a little bit like us in that episode where you would care too much. You'd be like, oh no. And I'm a little bit more like Jake sometimes.
You let tree trunks die.
I will, but I'd be like, oh, it's fine. Like, they'll figure it out. It's fine.
Maybe.
So yeah, I think you just have to kind of let go of control a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that is the thing. I don't know how they're going to change. My guess is that I think they just won't go on any more adventures with tree trunks after this.
Maybe.
I think that's the lesson that we learned.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a favorite line?
Oh shoot! I didn't note that down. I like the old, like she's old and bonkers.
That's a good line.
Yeah.
I like boys and their swords.
Yeah.
Favorite character and least favorite character?
Oh, I like Tree Trunks.
You like her?
Even though I think she's evil. I think there's something more to her.
But you're intrigued.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like that she likes to bake pies.
I like that too. I think Jake is my favorite one. And favorite monster?
I did not like the Crystal Guardian.
The one at the end.
Yeah. And I didn't like the fleshy monster. I kind of liked I liked Shoe Fly and the butterfly.
Yeah, I have.
Skull.
Mine's favorite too.
Yeah.
The little butterflies.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last thing about this episode is, I forgot to tell you about this in earlier ones, but have you ever seen a little snail on the screen?
No.
So there's a snail hidden in every episode.
Okay.
So now you gotta look for that going forward.
Okay.
I totally forgot about it until
Did you find one?
Yeah, when she's having like a picnic with all the monsters, he's just like sitting right there waving.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, forgot that this is a thing in this show.
Okay.
Okay, and that's Tree Trunks, the introduction of little Tree Trunks.
Tree Trunks.
A classic adventure with a little bit of a unlikely ending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ready for the next episode?
Yeah.
Okay. The Enchiridion.
This was my favorite episode so far.
Really? Of the whole series?
Yeah. I've only watched like 5 episodes.
That's true. We've watched 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And the pilot.
Yeah, I liked this episode a lot. It was so fun. It was so unexpected. So many twists and turns. So much happened. You met so many funny people. So I really liked this. And it felt like a fairy tale.
This is like a classic adventure.
Yeah, it was classic adventure.
I remember when this show was first coming out, this was the trailer. The trailer was like scenes from this episode. And they were like jumping around, and then the key keeper guy is like, each is more treacherous than the last. Like, to introduce the whole concept of the show.
Yeah.
So when I see this one, I think, like, this is the most iconic episode. And I think, in fact, it was the first one I saw as well. I think this was actually, I think it was this one and the Jiggler joint up. And I remember thinking, the first one was like, wow, this show's so fun.
The Jiggler was not very.
And it turns the tropes on its head so intensely. And then the Jiggler followed because they're always 2 episodes batched. And I was like, I've never seen anything like this on TV. Because the Jiggler is weird.
It's so weird. I did not like the Jiggler.
But let's focus on the Enchiridion first.
So
give us our little recap.
Well,
like we style recap.
Learned, you Wikipedia'd the Enchiridion. It's a Stoic text.
Yeah, from like 138.
But I don't think that really matters in the show.
Well,
I was trying to figure out.
Like maybe the Stoics are creating guides to life, right? Like their whole thing was, how do you live? That's all philosophers. And this is like, how do you be a hero, right? That's what the book is. So I think that's where
that wasn't very clear about what the book was about. But anyway, so they have that Princess Bubblegum has yet another party in Bubblegum Kingdom.
They're always partying.
Yeah, I feel like they're always just partying and wiggling around. I really like it. I kind of want to be part of their parties. And then Donut tries to do a flip and breaks Princess Bubblegum's castle.
Cinnamon Bun. He's a cinnamon bun. Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out what kind of donut he was. Cinnamon Bun. And then Princess Bubblegum falls and then Finn has to save her, which I didn't really like. I'm kind of getting tired of Finn saving princesses.
There's a lot of that.
I don't know. I rather have seen like Jake like save her or something.
Well, I think like he jumps and gets her and then Jake saves both of them.
Yeah, something like that.
Which is what actually happened.
No. Princess Bubblegum falls and then lands. And, Finn said Jake does save Finn later. Because Finn jumps off the tower and then.
Right. When they're leaving.
Yeah. So I guess I just don't like seeing Bubblegum helpless because I don't think she's helpless. I think she's a pretty strong.
Well, she probably would have been fine.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. I think her candy minions would have saved her or something. So yeah, and then she, in gratitude, I think, she takes him and tells him about the Enchiridion and that he should go and find it. And something about being a righteous hero.
Yeah, because it's a guidebook it's the book of heroing. And he's such a good hero that he should read this book. He's going to love it.
Okay.
I think that's the idea.
Yeah. It was a little unclear why. No, they didn't explain what the Enchiridion was. She was just like, it's awesome. And he got excited because it was like an adventure.
He's like, I'm into it. I love that line where he's like, do you think I can get this? Because I'm into this stuff.
Yeah, he's like starts banging his hands on the floor. He's so pumped he can't even contain it.
He just jumps out that window.
I thought that was really cute. Anyways, so many things happen. They meet the Keeper, who's now my favorite character. I love the Keeper.
The Keeper? What do you like about him?
I like the little sound. I like how he sounds. He's like rubbery, plasticky.
Oh, like the way his body sounds like as he squishes against himself?
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I love that he talks so fast. And it's really funny. It's really fun to listen to him talk.
And then they stuff him in the keyhole?
Yeah. And I like that he changes costumes too. He came back as a little devil at the end, which I really liked.
It was pretty cute. He was cute.
Yeah, he was cute. Yeah. Is he a lemon?
I thought you looked cute in that hole. I thought you looked cute stuffed in that hole. That was the line. That's a good line. That might be my favorite line.
Is he a lemon?
I don't know what he is. I don't think we see him again.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Bad. Okay.
There's a lot of episodes though, so.
Okay, well, then my second favorite character comes up in the show, in this episode too, which is Manly Man.
Manly Man the Minotaur?
Yeah, I love Manly Man the Minotaur. He's so sweet and kind. He's like a nice gym bro.
He's pumped.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's walk through the episode and keep making comments. So they like the Keeper. They figured out his riddle really easily.
Yeah.
Then we come to...
There's so many twists and turns. So much happens in this episode. So there's a lot. They met up with a lot of people. They saved these gnomes who were so cute, but then they turned out to be evil old lady destroying gnomes.
Yeah, you when you first saw the gnomes, you were like, yes, or you were like, oh, you odd.
They're so cute because they were so small. They fit in, like Finn just like picked them up out of the fire hole. But then they started destroying old ladies. And that was really, really strange.
Yeah, what did you think of that?
It was weird. Why is their whole mission to destroy old ladies?
They're evil. They're just mean.
And for some reason, they were really annoying to Finn. So Finn had to run away because every time he kept saying something, they would be like, oh, every time you say no, we're going to destroy an old lady. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And eventually Jake puts them in their place.
I remember thinking that was so funny when I first saw it. Like, what? Like, who thought of that?
Oh my gosh, that's so annoying, like playground humor. I hate that. I can totally picture like someone on the playground doing that in
I know.
school.
Well,
like some annoying kid who's so annoying.
Well, that's why it's so funny, is because you wouldn't expect to see this in like an epic fantasy adventure. Like, that's what you did when you were in grade 1.
Yeah, it's true. It's
so petty.
Yeah. So then there was Giant Baby Man.
The giant.
Who ate Jake. And then Finn had to save him by like causing him to vomit. But I felt like Jake could have why didn't he just expand himself in the baby man's body?
And kill him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Jake really kills people.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Not that often. Yeah. Not that I can recall.
But I did like that Jake stole his giant dollar and like kind of flew around with it. That was fun.
Well, he was being a dink.
Yeah. Yeah, Baby Man was a dink. I hated Baby Man.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad. I hope we never get to see him again.
He does have a good line where he's like, "Give me back my friend," and then he goes, "I already killed him." Kind of a funny line.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy was weird and gross. Did you notice he had like little animals tied to his belt?
Yeah. And there's like a cow or something tied to his arm.
What do you think that's all about?
I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay, so and then they flew up and they entered the cave.
Yeah, and then there was like an evil beast who like was like, I'm gonna show you something, Finn, about something you're not even aware of.
Something about yourself that you're not even entirely aware of.
I guess he didn't show him.
Well,
did he show it something?
I think he was going to show him that he was like capable of violence. Like I think he was trying to trick him, right?
Oh, because he told him to like kill this like this body thing, this heart brain thing. And then I really liked Jake. This was my favorite line. Finn was like, so he was like, you have to kill him. And he, instead of just going and killing him, which is what I thought Finn would do, Finn questioned it. He was like, why? Is it an evil beast? And the demon skeleton guy, I think he lied, said, yeah, he's evil. And then he kills him. And Finn was like, okay, that's like my whole purpose is to like kill evil beasts. And then there was another thing that he had to kill.
The ant.
But it wasn't evil.
And then he didn't kill it.
Yeah.
I think what he was trying to do was get him to kill the ant and then to be like, look, you're the evil one. You killed something neutral, thus you're evil, thus you have to like, that would destroy him, right?
That means he wasn't righteous.
Yeah, exactly.
Enchiridion.
That's my guess.
Yeah, the word righteous came up a lot, and I don't think I really know what that means.
Righteous, yeah, like you're on the side of what's right.
But like, who decides that?
Sure, that's that's what the Stoics were all about. The Stoics talked a lot about justice and what is right and wrong. So it's one of their 4 components. The 4 virtues is justice, which is the same thing as being righteous, I would say.
Do you think Finn is righteous?
He definitely wants to be, and he does his best.
Is it good to be righteous? Because I feel like sometimes it's like not, like righteous anger isn't good.
Well, but then anger, I think, is what is twisting.
Because then it feels like you deserve to be angry. Like it's right to be angry.
Well, I don't know. This is, I guess, a bigger discussion. But like I would say a righteous anger in how I typically think of it is an anger that has like a good cause behind it. So like being angry like about our garbage, our garbage situation out back is ridiculous, or like some political things happening.
Yeah, but I guess if your definition of right and wrong doesn't match the other person's, then righteousness isn't very good. I don't know.
It's always debatable.
I haven't really thought about it, but yeah.
But I do think there's some tenets of justice and being righteous that are like ultimately underlie everything. Like, I think the Stoics believed in essentially the golden rule, which is treat others as you would be treated. And if you do that, then you're acting righteously.
Yeah. I do like that I keep mixing up Jake and Finn. I do like that Finn didn't kill the ant, even if it meant he might not get the Enchiridion.
Yeah.
So
that's righteous.
Yeah. So he still, even though he loves adventures and this is what he lives for, he still kind of has some morals. Yeah.
And then they save the day, which, coming to my segment, the story structure, this is like the most typical, I think, story structure. This is the hero's journey through and through so far, right? Like, even to the point where the character, they want an adventure, they want the Enchiridion, they
get it.
Have a road of trials.
Yeah.
They literally, Joseph Campbell's whole thing in Hero's Journey is like, there's the dark cave of the soul where you have to face something that you're not entirely aware of. So like they literally do that. And then the reward, he gets the Enchiridion.
Mm-hmm. And then the page that he flips to is How to Kiss a Princess, which also felt like, oh my gosh, this is so for 12-year-old boys. Yeah, so that was funny. But now that makes sense if it's a guidebook on how to be a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Which also, yeah, I don't like that the page was How to Kiss a Princess. You don't need to be a hero. You don't need to know that to be a hero.
Well, to be a storybook hero, that's a big part of it.
Oh, I think we can change the storybook tropes of being a hero.
What if it was How to Kiss a Prince? What if it was gender neutral? How to kiss.
I feel like we don't have to kiss anybody or anything unless you want to.
But do you think that knowing how to kiss is a heroic trait?
I don't know.
I do.
Okay. Weird.
I think it's a good skill to know.
Okay. I've never thought about that, but sure.
I have. Okay. And then that's kind of it. We take it to the end of the episode.
Yeah, so...
Okay, what do you think they learned? Is there a lesson or a change with these characters today?
Yeah, well, I think Finn learns that he's not wrongtious. He's righteous.
He is righteous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of it, too. He's he can be a hero.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a lesson for the viewer at large?
Yeah, I think it's to not kill things like ants.
Yeah, a very Buddhist message. Okay, any favorite lines and you have to do one impression from the episode. That's my new segment, one impression.
Oh, you have to tell me these before, Kyle.
I'm just making them up right now.
Okay. Favorite line is Finn's line. Why? Is it an evil beast? Because that was very unexpected for me, him questioning it.
Yeah, it was a fun line.
Yeah. Impression. Oh, I wish I can do the keeper.
Yeah, I think you can. How about this?
No, it's too hard.
How about I'll just give you an easy line. Why are you wearing those Red Devil pajamas?
Red Devil?
Or why are you wearing that Red Devil outfit?
Oh. These are my PJs. These are my pajamas.
Good attempt.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've kind of done our favorite characters, least favorite. Anything else to say about this one?
Nope, I really like this episode.
This is number one so far.
Yeah.
The Enchiridion.
Yeah.
Okay, new final segment, and then we'll move on from this one. If there was a new chapter, let's throw out a few chapters of the Enchiridion. What do you think's in this book?
Oh, okay. How to find your sword.
Yeah, my first thought was like something about the ideal sword.
Yeah.
Maybe like a personality test for like your best sword.
Yeah, like your Hogwarts wand. Yeah. How to find your sidekick. What do you call those in hero language? Squire.
Maybe like something about the monsters that are out there, like a monster handbook.
Yeah. What to eat on the road.
Like a cookbook.
No, because you only have so much in your backpack.
That's true.
So
how to forage.
Yeah.
And
how to feed yourself on adventures.
what to do with all your treasure.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, well, with that, let's say goodbye to the Enchiridion. What do you think's going on in this title card? Final thing, this title card, we're looking at it. It shows Finn and Jake. Jake is laid out on a table, and Finn is pretending to stab him with a baguette. And then there's a bright window with a silhouette of a bird in the background.
Oh, I didn't notice a bird.
I don't know what this is about. It feels like they came up with this before they wrote the episode.
I think so.
They're playing around.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the Enchiridion.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the Jiggler.
I hated this one.
So first off, let's start with this title card. So it's got really fun font. And
there's someone's arm.
Covered in like white juice.
Yeah, it looks a little like, I'm not gonna say it.
It's Jake's arm.
It's Jake's arm.
Yeah. Or I don't know, it looks like maybe human arm. But anyways, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Especially
because it's called the Jiggler.
What's weird about that?
I don't know, it's weird.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, this was like, I think this is teamed up with my first episode I ever saw, and I remember thinking, it's a weird one.
This is so weird.
But it's also like, I've never seen a cartoon like this before.
I didn't really like it.
Especially on TV.
I didn't write too many notes.
Can you walk us through the episode?
It's so random.
And we'll talk about it along the way.
Okay. So Jake and Finn are going to Watermelon's house to...
Yeah, Stanley the watermelon, they saved him.
To put back the watermelon in his house.
They're heroes.
But they didn't seem to be animated. Like, they seem to be inanimate fruit.
Yeah, I think it was just a watermelon.
Okay.
I think it was just a joke. Stanley the watermelon is not a recurring character to my knowledge.
And then along the way back home, they see this cute little Jiggler, who I don't think is that cute. I mean, he's kind of cute when he wiggles his arms.
He was kind of cute at the start.
I don't know. It was weird. It was like this weird computer thing. Oh, also, Finn was just auto-tune singing the entire time, which I also didn't like. This felt like an episode where they just wanted to do auto-tune music.
Maybe. Auto-tune was very popular when this came out.
So that's what this episode was.
Because he ate a computer.
Yeah, he ate a tiny computer, and then now he auto-tune sings, which I thought was dumb.
Okay, so they rescue the Jiggler and take him.
They rescue the Jiggler because he whistles. He whistles really well, and he likes to kind of jiggle and wiggle.
Dance.
So they take him home because they're like, this guy's great. Like, let's keep him. Let's have him as his new roommate. Our new roommate.
Yeah, I think they actually say, let's have him, and he'll be next to our bed, so that when we wake up, he's next to our bed. That's something like that.
When I heard that, I was like, this is something Kyle would say for sure. Like, when we wake up, we'd look at him, and he's so cute, and he's just there, and we can jiggle with him. It was so funny. So I liked, one thing I did like about this episode was we haven't spent too much time in their house yet. Their house,
what do you think about their house, their decor?
Well, there was a ripped poster of a naked mermaid.
Well, you don't know if she's naked.
I think it's ripped because she's naked.
You can only see her shoulders and her feet.
And like a side boob, for sure.
I don't think you can see side
definitely
boob.
see you can definitely see.
Should we go to it?
Oh yeah, side boob.
There's a little side boob.
For sure. So yeah, the decor. That was so distracting. I just kept looking at that naked mermaid picture. Oh, I guess she's not a mermaid. She's
got feet.
Yeah, she's got feet. So that felt, I guess, appropriate for a 12-year-old boy and a 28-year-old dog boy as well. So, so I did like that they spent the majority of this episode in their house. I thought that was fun. But everything that kind of followed, so they partied all night with the Jiggler and they went to bed. And then Jiggler was really tired the next morning. And
he was sick.
He was sick and couldn't jiggle. And he, for some reason, can't eat grapes.
Yeah.
And the only thing he can eat is drawings.
Yeah, that was weird.
This is why I didn't like this episode. It was a little bit too random for me. Everything that happened to the Jiggler was like, why is this happening? Because I didn't like that.
Do you think there is a reason why he only can eat drawings? He seems
I want to know why he couldn't eat grapes.
Or I don't think he can eat human food. I don't think he needs... Well, okay, so we eventually see him, like, eating the pink food at the end, right?
Yeah.
So...
Pink juice.
That comes from, like, the mom.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's sort of a baby bird thing where it has to be digested, right?
Oh.
So that was my thought for that. But why can't he even eat drawings at all? Like, is he magic? Like, he has, like, a sort of a glitching ability.
Yeah.
And he talks to his mom in sort of like computer speak.
Yeah.
Are they robots?
Yeah, I think they're kind of little robots.
Is he like a scanner or something? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. It was a weird one. And why does he whistle? It was just so weird. And then so anyways, the episode is like him just withering away, and Finn and Jake are like, how do we fix this little guy? And then they realize that he's a baby, and oh yeah, he draws. Oh, right. Then he starts kissing the ground. He just starts kissing.
He's kissing colors with his dying breath.
Yeah. And then he makes this kissing art, which is like, what? Why is he making kissing art? And it's a picture of his mom. And then Jake's like, oh, it's his mom. Like, I think he's a baby. We need to go return him.
And they realized that they were kidnappers.
Yeah, they were kidnappers and murderers.
Oh, yeah, because he exploded earlier. He like it turned into like
right. Yeah, he exploded, and he was like everywhere. Yeah, Jiggler. I don't know.
Not out on the Jiggler so far. Okay, so they take him to his mom,
and she doesn't like him because he doesn't smell like her babies. So they throw him into the pink juice that she's squirting out, and then it's fine. Happy ending. And I think the lesson is literally don't. I think Finn even says don't kidnap people.
I think that is the lesson. I'll never kidnap again.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a pretty clear lesson that they learned, which is weird. I also feel like they shouldn't have pets. No. This is how they treat their pets. I think my favorite line of the episode is when Jiggler's sick and Finn's like, let's take all the food in our house and turn it into one drink and feed it to him. Like, that's the solution for when someone is sick.
Yeah.
So we don't like that.
No.
It's a very funny line, though. Do you think there's a lesson for the audience? Can you fix your microphone?
Oh.
It's fine.
The lesson, I don't know, I think it is just to don't kidnap.
Maybe it's like don't take baby animals.
Yeah, maybe.
Or something like that. Do you have a favorite line? Or did you say it already?
No, I wasn't. I didn't realize that was a segment, so I didn't note it down.
No favorite line. Can you do an impression? Oh yeah, you can't whistle. Mine would be the auto tune. Baby. No, I can't do it. Yeah, I'll never kidnap again. This is a weird one. I think this is also my least favorite episode so far.
Okay.
This is on the bottom.
Yeah.
This is also on your bottom?
Do you like the Jiggler?
Not really.
Does he come back?
I think he does.
Oh, no.
I can't remember, though.
Okay.
I watched these so long ago.
Well, I was kind of wondering, is this a precursor to BMO? I don't know who.
Oh, yeah, there's no BMO yet.
I don't know who or what BMO is yet. Like, I know he's like this little robot, cute thing that everyone really loves.
Maybe this was like the
So were they testing out like a BMO type character here?
And they're like, it's not this one. We need a better one than this.
Yeah, because BMO is their roommate, right? Like
yeah, basically, yeah.
Like Finn and Jake, yeah. So I don't know.
BMO 0B0.
Yeah.
The Jiggler.
I'm glad BMO is not the Jiggler.
BMO is not the Jiggler. Okay. Completely different.
Yeah. I thought my prediction for this episode when we met the Jiggler was like, oh, the Jiggler is going to turn into BMO or something. Or BMO's going to appear and they're going to have to choose between Jiggler and the BMO. And they obviously choose BMO or something. Like, I thought this was going to be BMO's introduction episode. But it was unfortunately just about the Jiggler. So I don't know.
Well, now you know who you don't like anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the end of that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to navigate away, but let's Thanks for being here. Send, I don't know, a message if you're watching this, give it the like and subscribe or whatever. Send a comment. What else? If you're listening to it on the podcast, I guess review it or something. Whatever. We don't really care if people watch us or not. We're doing it because we like watching the show, and it's really fun.
It's fine.
Yeah, I might care too much. Just don't eat the crystal apple and explode. And there we go. Another adventure time.
Yeah.